Hello everyone, welcome to today's video on the topic of trapezoidal rule. We will cover the examples of this rule in this video. We have already discussed the derivation of the trapezoidal rule in the previous video. I will provide its link in the description box. Let's quickly recall the trapezoidal rule. It is basically a numerical integration method which provides a way to approximate the value of integral by dividing the interval into smaller subintervals like this. We will find the integral of this, then the next one and the last one. And at last we will sum up all these contributions from each subinterval. By summing up the areas of these small geometric trapezoids, we can get an approximation of the total area under the curve which corresponds to the value of the integral. And we found out that the trapezoidal rule denotes that integral of y dx from the limits a to b, we will get h by 2 sum of the first and the last term plus 2 times of sum of the remaining terms. Now let's solve a few examples for this trapezoidal rule. So the first example is that we have to find x cube dx for the interval 0 to 1 and we have to consider 5 intervals. Let's first write what is y. So what is the given function y? It is x cube. So let's first write the given function y. Next, the limits are 0 to 1. So the value of a is equal to 0 and the value of b is equal to 1. Next, we have to calculate the value of h. From the Newton forward interpolation method, you know that h is equal to b minus a divided by n, where n is the number of intervals. So by putting the values of b, a and n to find the h, we will get h as 0.2. Let's now make a table for x and y. As we have taken the equidistant points x0 plus h, x0 plus 2h up to x0 plus 5h. So now we will populate the values of x in this table. As x0 or the starting point is a, so the value of x0 will be 0. Next we have to find x0 plus h. x0 is 0 and h is 0.2. So x0 plus h will be 0.2. Similarly, we can find the value for x0 plus 2h. It will be 0.4. Similarly, x0 plus 3h will be 0.6. x0 plus 4h will be 0.8. And x0 plus 5h will be 1. Now we have to put this value of x to find the value of y. As the given function y is equal to x cube, so y0 will be x0 cube, which will be equal to 0. y1 will be cube of 0.2, which will be 0.008. In the same way, y2 will be cube of 0.4. That means 0.064. y3 will be 0.216. y4 will be 0.512 and y5 will be 1 cube, that is 1. Now we will use this table in the trapezoidal rule formula. The trapezoidal rule is that we have to integrate y dx from limits a to b, and this can be found out by h by 2, sum of first term and last term plus sum of the remaining terms. In the given question, we have to find x cube dx. Let me write it. So we have to find the integration from 0 to 1 for x cube dx. This can also be written as integration of y dx from x0 to x0 plus 5h, as the number of intervals were 5. Now we have to find the sum of the first term and last term. We have to check the table for this. First term for y is y0 and the last term is y5. Next we have to find the sum of the remaining terms. Let's check the table for this. As we have already used the first and the last term, which is y0 and y5, so the remaining terms are y1, y2, y3 and y4. So here we have to write y1, y2, y3 and y4. Now we will put the values of all these variables from the table which we have calculated before. Putting the values of all the variables from the table, we get, finally after solving this, we will get the answer. So the integration of x cube dx for 0 to 1 limits is 0.26. So for the integral 0 to 1 x cube dx, the answer will be 0.26. Let's solve one more example for this. Here we have to evaluate 1 by 1 plus x square dx for the limits 0 to 6, and we have to consider 7 ordinates. First we have to find out the number of intervals. So the number of intervals will be the number of ordinates minus 1. So number of intervals will be 6, that is 7 minus 1. Next we will write the values of a and b, which is the starting of the limit and the ending of the limit. The value of a will be 0 and the value of b will be 6. Next we have to find the value of h. H is b minus a divided by number of intervals n. So we will get the value of h as 1. As we have to integrate from the limits 0 to 6, so the value of a is equal to 0 and the value of x0 will also be 0. Next the value of x0 plus h will be 0 plus 1. It will be 1. x0 plus 2h will be 2. x0 plus 3h will be 3. x0 plus 4h will be 4. x0 plus 5h will be 5. And x0 plus 6h will be 6. Next we will calculate the value of corresponding y's. Now we will find the values of y0, y1, y2 up to y6 by putting the values of x in the equation y is equal to 1 by x square. We will get these values. So the first term y0 will be 1, last term y6 will be 0.027 and 2 times the sum of these terms. Now we will recall the trapezoidal rule to find out that this integral is equal to h by 2 sum of first and last term, this is y0 plus y6 plus 2 times sum of the remaining terms, which is y1, y2, y3, y4 and y5. Now let's put the values of these variables using our table. So this is our table. We will put the values of y0, y1 up to y6 and h in the trapezoidal rule from here. We will get this. Next we will solve it further and find that the value of the given integral is 1.4108. And this is it for this example. Now you have to solve these examples and tell me the answers in the comment section. You may also ask your doubts in the comments. Stay tuned for the upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell icon for more such videos. Have a nice day.